America stands for freedom. It stands for choice. It stands for liberty. We are fortunate enough to live in a country that is a prosperous democracy, where we have the choice of who we want as our leader. We have the choice of choosing who we want as the person to lead our country, or the people to lead our country. When it comes to political campaigns, however, it is very clear to me that this country is extremely blessed with candidates and people who are qualified to lead our country in the direction that we wish it to go. Um, However, in recent years, I've noticed, or we've noticed as a country as a whole, that there's this very flawed system that has developed in the way that money is raised for political campaigns or political elections. Um, and I believe that it is time for some change. I believe that it is time for us to move past this ideology of thinking, and move into a new age of doing things. Um, so the current model for raising funds for campaigns is mostly driven by large donors. So these large donors are seeking trade, for money in return for political favors, for lack of better words. In recent polls, it is revealed that less than 10% of Americans have ever even given or contributed to a political campaign or a political person running for office in any sort of level. Now, the main source comes from actually from large donors, large contributors who who give large amounts of money to these politicians. Um, According to AmericanProgress.org, uh, politicians love to talk about the that the person in Iowa, or the person in North Dakota, or South Carolina, who donated $200 to the political campaign, but fails to mention the the wealthy political or the wealthy friend businessmen that they know that donated thousands upon thousands, and sometimes even in the millions, of dollars to fund their campaign. Now this has become all too familiar, all too real for our country, and I believe that there's never going to be a system of equality amongst our politicians if the ones who who are getting the most money are the ones who typically are most successful. So to sum it up, large donors are the ones who make the biggest difference in elections. In essence, politicians are being bought out before they even enter into office by a small portion of our country. Pretty sad. Not all qualified candidates are wealthy, of course. Not all have large fortunes to withdraw from when they need to support their marketing, to support their advertising, and the day-to-day operations it costs to run a political campaign. It is in recent news, CNN reported that the Supreme Court ruled that there now will be no limit to the amount of money that a person or a group of people can donate to a political or to a political campaign or a politician. So we can translate this to: the politician with the wealthiest friend wins. I propose a policy that would change the way donors give money. Um, People would still be able to donate money to their political campaign. However, the money would not directly go into to a particular person, but rather the party as a whole, into a large account. So this account would be divided amongst the candidates who are seeking monetary things to be able to fund their campaign. Now, not everybody who is seeking money to run their campaign will get money out of this lump sum of money that as donors we would be putting in. Um, we would we'd first have to determine if the person seeking this money is qualified, has the credentials to back him up or her up, and And of course, there will also be a limit to the amount of money that people could withdraw from this certain account that would be allotted to the particular party. So this this particular idea or policy, if you will, is is going to allow candidates from every field of the spectrum to be able to run for office, whether you're rich, whether you're poor, or you're just average. And everybody will have equal opportunity to run for office. So I believe that there will be other ways to keep track of the money that we would be putting into the political campaign or the funding, and it would be great for everybody. There will be benefits to this policy. One of the main benefits, of course, like I mentioned earlier, is that all qualified candidates, regardless of pedigree or wealth, will be able to enter into an election if the people back them up, of course. The money would be evenly distributed among the candidates. The only thing that would differ would be the policies and stances on issues, not how fancy their commercials are, which is really what a lot of our politicians are focusing on nowadays, or how bad you can bash on somebody about what they did, 40 years ago. Um, the According to NBC News, it is an estimated $512 million that were spent on TV ads alone by politicians running for office in 2008. That is a staggering number, and I am sure I don't have the numbers for the most recent elections, but I am sure it's nearly doubled now. So $512 million for political ads. That's not even including the funding or everything else that it takes just for ads. So we can already see the amount of money that our politicians are spending. It's through the roof. Let's think about this for a second. Can't our politicians think of better ways to spend $512 million? I can. Let's see. About $500 million can pay for approximately 71,429 wells to serve communities in Africa. This is, of course, according to NBC New York. Or how about maybe 1 million Subway sandwiches for all our homeless veterans here in the States? Now there's an idea. Let's spend our money on better things rather than silly nonsense. Let's encourage spending with integrity, not selfishness. A lot of people would argue with this policy and say that it is not fair for wealthy individuals to not be able to use their own money to fund themselves or fund their political campaign. However, if someone needs wealth or need people to back them up in with money, then they're not really relying on their policies or their beliefs. They're relying on the amount of money that they have. And I think that is where the flaw in the system is. Others might say that donating to a political party is not the same as donating to a specific candidate. However, there are multiple benefits to adopting this policy. All funds will still be able to go to your favored political party, which still holds the majority of the donors' beliefs. It also would eliminate the potential for donors to buy out politicians for votes, which cleans up this negative, tainted view of politicians nowadays. To sum things up, I urge you to adopt this new policy, seeing that the significant benefit that come to our country is great, and the way we fund our political system could be taken by storm if we adopt this policy. So this is an improvement not just to America, but to us as a people. Thank you.